Howdy mates, good morning. How are y'all doing? It is Sunday, December 4th, 2022. And I'm having to talk a little quieter just because I'm simply respecting what is around here. So ideally, I'm going to try to not make too much noise. So, you may be wondering, where am I? Well, I'm actually taking a trip for a couple of days up into northern Florida. Actually, right now we're over by Gainesville, so we're a bit further. So you figure we're closer to Georgia now. But my first particular stop that I wanted to go to on this little trip of mine is the Paynes Prairie Preserve. And this place has quite a rich history, just because one of the first renowned naturalists that we know of, by the name of William Bartram, he was one of the first recorded European visitors to come here. And he realized when he was here in 1774 that this was a truly unique ecosystem, based on the fact that we're seeing a mixture of all kinds of different systems. Hold on just a second, you guys. It's a little too noisy. Here we go. We're actually now at the bottom of the observation deck. Here is a bit of William Bartram's first view. You guys are more than welcome to read this if you want. But just, he realized when he was here that there was quite an abundance of wildlife found out here. And so he wanted to ensure that this place would be recorded, both historically and for future conservation. So that being said, when he was here, he realized that this particular area goes through a lot of seasonal change, changes in water levels from the summer and then into the winter. Essentially, what he really discovered was a marsh. But what makes Paynes Prairie so unique is it's not only just a marsh, but it's also a prairie. So it's kind of a combination of both. So in particular, where we are, essentially, we have a little bit of an elevation in the topography, but not like a crap ton. Sorry for that particular terminology. Not a ton. So essentially, in this type of area that we're in, we're bound to find more soil that has a more of a silt and clay texture. And that's just the fact that, now we're a bit further up north in Florida. So we're going to start seeing some of the change in that soil type. So essentially, what happened was, when I started the video earlier, where you saw some of the water out in the distance, that particular layer of that soil that I speak of has basically diminished. So that soil that I speak of, it actually helps protect our, what you call Ocala limestone, which I'm sure a lot of you are familiar with limestone. That refers to a type of sedimentary rock. Limestone is the same exact type of rock that makes up majority of our coral reefs on this planet. So what essentially happened was, since limestone is very subject to wearing down because of acid rain, acidity from the water, that rock was breaking down, and it essentially exposed part of what is known as the Floridan Aquifer, which, by the way, covers a very vast amount of territory throughout the state of Florida. I think it even ranges into Georgia, too. And the Floridan Aquifer, which of course I'll get more in depth with that in future videos. The Floridan Aquifer is a major water supply for millions of residents in this state. So, eventually in due time, I will provide more visual cues of the Floridan Aquifer. But for the moment, you just have to stay tuned on that. So, essentially, because of that particular geology of this park, that's what makes it so unique in and of itself. That mixture of prairie, a little bit of marsh, and of course, when I mentioned about all of this limestone, one specific term that we can use for all of this is karst topography. So, eventually, too, when limestone wears down and it's no longer having a supportive structure, this can form sinkholes and caves. So we're finally starting to see what is more common as you go further up north in terms of the geology. So, another appeal to this park is, of course, seeing the bison. So we're going to try to see if we may have some luck today. We'll have to play it by ear. Hopefully we can, because that would be truly amazing to see them. But they can be tricky. So, alright. Take care, you guys. See ya. And, as always, journey on a journey is outwards. And keep your sanity. Alright. Take it easy.